Hello, I'm Nicola from Watercoloring Designs, and I'm bringing another card to you today. I need to make a 60th birthday card, and so I have been racking my brains about how to go about this and decided I'd got a frame die that I could use in a different way. So this is it. It's a Sizzix 3D impresslits frame die by Tim Holtz. It's called floral frame. There we go. So I thought, well, actually it'd be quite nice to have this with some watercoloured little flowers sticking out of it. And I thought, actually, could make the 0. So on my scan and cut, I cut out 2 6s because I wasn't quite sure. I need to do 60th, so I wasn't quite sure which shape of 6 I wanted to use. Let's move that out of the way. And I've decided that actually I'm going to use this one. But it was very boring on its own, so I ran it through an embossing folder. This is an 9-in-hull Sizzix one, and it's called Crochet Mandala. And it's a really pretty embossing folder. So I ran both 6s through, and so that to me makes a much more interesting 6, because this has got some interest to it already, and that's going to be my 0. I thought this needed to be jazzed up a bit as well. To jazz it up a little bit further, I decided that I would test this one first and just try some copper gilding wax. This is Colorology by Creative Crafts. I got it from Craft Stash before they shut down, but any gilding wax will do fine. And I shall use little makeup sponge. Can I just apologise about my nails? Our kitchen was ripped out today. Not that I've done it, but I have done a lot of work to clear it out and do some cleaning of the walls so that when the time is right, I can get some paint on the walls before all the cabinets and worktops and things go in. So I will drop a couple of pictures in to show what state we're in, but I'm really very sorry that I really needed to record while there wasn't loads of banging and noise going on from the builders. So apologies about my nails. I will get them sorted for next time, I promise. So I am going to get a bit of gilding wax. So rub on, it's quite a firm one, this one. And then I'm going to just rub it over the top, and then it just picks up the high parts of the design. And the magic happens sort of before your eyes, really. So you end up with the two-tone with the quite pale gold glitter card, and then this darker, almost looks rose gold actually, rather than copper, because it's mixed with the gold. But it does have a really pretty effect. And I will do the same. There we are, to this. But it's super quick. That's that one. And we'll do the same with this. I'd wanted another way to use this frame. So it's a shame to have these things and then only use them once or twice. I don't know whether you do that, but you buy these things and then think, oh, that looks really nice, and then you kind of use it for the idea that you've thought of and then don't use it again, which is criminal really, isn't it? So anyway, my mission is to use what I have as many times as I can. That doesn't mean to say that I won't buy new things, because I will. I know I will. I can't pretend I won't. But make the most of what I've got as well, and then at least it's kind of justified. Right, so those are both done. I have cut lots of little leaves and flowers and things, and I have used Sizzix framelits, Sophie Guylar, if I've pronounced that correctly. This is called Timeout. It's got a little calendar type thing, but it's got all these pretty little flowery bits. And then I had another one where I've got more little flowery bits, and this was a freebie with a magazine a long time ago. But use whatever you've got. Doesn't have to be these at all. So what I'm going to do is get the watercolours out, and we'll do some watercolour on those, and then we can create a little effect where the watercolour flowers are framed by the frame. And that will all sit on top of a roughly 6x6 card. There we are. Something like that. And then we'll get the flowers going, and that will sit on top of the card. We'll just work out whether we want dimension as we go along. So I'm going to get my watercolours out, and we'll do those next. Right, I'm back again with my Aretza watercolours. I've got a little paintbrush and a slightly bigger water brush, although there's not a lot of water in it, but I've got my pots of water anyway. And so we'll get started. And I'll just add some different greens. Best thing to do with your watercolours is just get some water onto the colours that you want to use, and then they're good to go as soon as you're ready for it. So let's lay out these bits the right way up. And then we'll just plop on a bit of colour. So you can add colour, one colour at a time, add, blended colours, however you want to do it. If you drop in some more concentrated colour, you can end up with sort of shading just by adding that blended and more concentrated, should I say, colour. But you can let them dry and then add more. They will dry lighter anyway. And then I'll add on some little flowers, which will add a bit of colour. So this is a birthday card for my cousin. So hopefully she'll like it when it arrives. Birthday at the end of the month, so yeah, so the kitchen work today, bless them, it took them rather longer than they'd thought, and some of it was built, well, in a bit of a strange way, is often the case, isn't it? Especially when you have, we altered our kitchen some years ago when we had an extension, but we didn't replace the kitchen at the time. It was just sort of a variation on the theme, shall we say. So when that was done, it wasn't done brilliantly, shall we say, and the fellow obviously attached things to the units instead of to the wall. So it made the removal very tricky because they had to try not to break or damage things, water pipes and things, as they were going today. So bless them. Having started at 7:30 this morning, they went at kind of gone 5. It was a very long day for them. But they're where they want to be, ready for tomorrow, so that's good. And the electrician's coming tomorrow. And then the plasterer popped in today to see what he'd got to be doing, so we're sort of getting on track, hopefully. And then I ordered, much to my husband's horror at the price, one of those boiling water taps. I thought, you know, if you're spending a fortune on the kitchen, what's a bit more? It was kind of my treat, really. I mean, the whole kitchen's the treat, isn't it? Obviously, but anyway, it's I've ordered it now, so it's done. So keep on working for a bit longer. No full retirement as yet. So just adding some greenery to the greenery. We might add more as we go. These tall ones, I'm going to leave those sticky out bits and I'm going to put some colour on those. I'm not sure that I will need all of these, to be quite honest, but they're, you know, they'll be used another time if they're not used this time, so I never mind having too many. Never know when you need a little flower or a little bit of greenery. Often useful. And then this coming weekend, going to an indigo blue, what they call a dirty weekend. Went to one in August in Portsmouth in the UK, and going to one this coming weekend, which is November 2025, and again in Portsmouth. I'm really looking forward to it. I know Christine Stokes is going as well, so it'll be lovely to see her again. And I think we're going to be playing with inks. So I'm hoping that whatever I learn, I'll be able to bring back and do something with you, show you something of what we learnt. So it should be good fun. Always fun learning new techniques, different products. That'll be some more buying, won't it? Let's be honest. I don't know if I should have done those a different colour. I think that's Honesty, actually, with the round little leaves. Let's see, maybe I'll do this one with green there and put some colour. Instead of making them leaves, we'll make them flowers. Add a bit more colour into this. What else have we got? That one. Again, let's do... I think those are probably meant to be leaves, but you know, a bit of poetic licence is fine, isn't it? When you're the crafter, you can say what they are by what colour you make them. And let's play with some colour. Right, let's try this fine brush. I've already got some colour on my palette, so let's use some of this. No skill required. Just drop on a bit of colour. If you want it paler, drop on a bit more water, and if you want it darker, then add a bit more pigment. It's as simple as that. And then it's quite nice to drop in a bit of extra other colour. Let's see, what should we have? Let's have a bit of that pinky one in the middle, just for a bit of added interest. There we are, and that's done. Easy as that. Pop it to the side. Okay, let's start pinky. Let's go for this one. It's also quite nice to have flowers of different lengths because you know, as when you're arranging flowers, you don't want them all the same. You don't want all short or long or whichever. So again, it's just adding that interest. There we go, the opposite this time. Go for the bit of orangey bit in the middle. Oh yeah, and that's that one done. The only reason to come back to them is if they need a bit more colour because they've dried pale. Tiny bit more water on the brush. Just lets the paint spread easier. Oh dear, splidged it over. New word, that one, splidged. Love a new word. They're always the best ones. My younger son, when he was little, was good at words. We went shopping one time. He said, "Mummy, can I go on the gascalator?" Oh, gascalator. Oh, the escalator. So they're now gascalators forevermore in our house. So much better word than escalator. Gascalator. That, and I don't know whether you have ever seen, get it in your country, whatever, Doctor Who. And Doctor Who and the Daleks in Doctor Who say, or used to say anyway, exterminate. And they go along, exterminate. Well, it was, Jacob thought it was dermadink. Went from exterminate, which sounds quite threatening, to dermadink, which sounds quite friendly, really. So yes, they say dermadink. It's far better word. Probably we should just get children to decide what words should be in our language, because they do come out with much better ones. So yes, gascalators and dermadink. There were a few others as well, but those are the ones that I remember most readily. Absolute hoot. So I'm just going to clear up, let them dry, and I shall be back. Right, I'm back again and ready to do my little frame with the flowers. I can't find my low tack tape, so I've got a bit of washi tape at the ready, just in case I need to try and stick them and hold them in place. We'll see how we get on. So I'm going to start with something. So my idea is that there's sort of more on this side. And if they stick out down at the bottom, we can just chop them off. So put in a few different ones here and there. So some of the taller ones, the taller stems, can hide the stem where it's a bit short, but you can hide it behind a flower, which is quite handy. I'm going to spread that out a little bit. And let's see. So I'm just tucking them behind the frame. I want some over the edge of the frame. Let's go for our little daisies. This one. What I might do is just see if this is any help at all. May or may not be. Might hinder me, I don't know. Let's just see. Let's lay it down. What other green have we got? So that's the same. It's just quite good, that one, because that's sort of got... Let's try that. Then, oops. One of those there. And one here. They do say you should put things in threes when you're flower arranging, don't they? So let's just slide that one further down. Under there you go. That's it. Oh dear, right, back you go. No sneaking out for you, I'm afraid. No, not allowed to have a mind of your own. It needs to be my mind. Right, let's try that. So let's put some more daisies in. Want you at a different height to those daisies. My last video I said, "Oh, does anybody else talk to their products?" And somebody replied and said, "The more you talk to them, the better they get." I thought that was absolutely brilliant. But yeah, you're spot on. It's hilarious. Right, I think that's getting to the point where I need to do a bit of sticking. Not so keen on these daisies all being quite so clumped together. What about you going behind? There. That might be better. And then you can come up the middle. And you there. And then we can pop a few more flowers in. Let's try that. I think we'd better move this out of the way. Shift these. Move that, move this. To a place of safety. Right. Okay. So I think I will take another piece of this and do that across the front to roughly hold them. And then I can do a bit of sticking and snipping at the back. So we'll just snip those a bit shorter. There we go. Out with the glue. And get some of those stuck in place. Just lift. Get some glue down there. Stick those down. Lift that. You need a bit of glue there and you need a bit there. Lid on and just hold those in place for a minute. We are, sorry, you can see the nails are even chipped and awful, sorry. Really should have got them cleaned off before I filmed. It was, the trouble is, it's just picking my moment when the house was quiet from husband, son and builders between them. They're causing chaos. Anyone think they had a right to be here? Right, so we haven't stuck everything, but at least there's a bit of control going on now. So I'm going to be brave. Oh, actually there's one there that's not stuck but is just underneath. So let's stick that now. There. Oh, there's one there as well. Let's do you while we're spotting you. That's it. So it's just a question of gluing. I hope you can see what I'm doing, but it's just a question of gluing a bit at a time, having a little bit of patience. Some of those are a bit short, so will need to be stuck to the back of something else, if that makes sense. So that one, for example, can be stuck to the back of there. Let's do that now. Bit of glue on there. And let's stick you there. So using that low tack or what have you tape is quite helpful. Right, so let's lay it on the white and see what we need. So we need some little flowers. What I did forget to do is add any dimension, which was a bit silly. What we could do is just put a little bit with my fingers. So my mistake can be your non-mistake. Now, do I want that one sitting on top of here? Yeah, that adds a bit of interest to it, doesn't it? Okay, let's add a bit of shaping to you. There we are. That's starting to get there. So if I use my ball tool, I don't know where my foam is, I'm just going to do that on my palm of my hand. We need a bit more greenery in there, I think, so I might just put it in from behind, or will it go there? Oh, I might be able to just do that, but there we are, that's good. Let's do that. So let's see where that needs to be glued, just there. So once you start getting it put together is when you know where you've got gaps. Maybe just that one. Oh, there. Yes, that's a nice addition. So let's pop some glue on you. And slide you in there. And remove the excess. That's it. Just debating about this teeny one, whether it's too teeny. Just pop you around there. Right, so you can go in there then. Put you a bit of glue on. If it doesn't work, manipulate so it does. And let's just have you sticking out a little bit over the edge and see. There. I think we're there. Right, I'm back again. I have done copper gilding round the outside. I've stuck it down onto the card blank, and now I'm just going to stick on my 6. As I say, they're going flat because it's going to be going through the post, so because of the bulk of the flowers, well, I'm hoping it'll go through the post anyway. With the bulk of the flowers, hopefully they'll fit through okay. I have a little gadget where I can just check how deep the card is to make sure it'll fit through. Royal Mail's standard postage. There we go. Glue on the back of this little lot. And then what I'll do just a few dabs of glue here and there. They won't all end up touching, I don't suppose, onto the card, but then hopefully between them they'll do the trick. Okay, let's try and get that lined up. A straight and B level. It is a bit taller than the 6. Something like that. We'll just press those down a little bit. And then do a little bit of rearranging where we need to. Might just put a bit of glue on that one. Like that. And a little bit on this. As I say, because it's got to go through the post. There we go. There. And that is, oops, a finished card. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Obviously you could make it for any 0 birthday, as it were. And hope you like the idea of using a frame for a different purpose. Just makes a little bit of a change, I think. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please do join me next time. I will try and drop in some photos of the disappeared kitchen, and then I'll try and gradually show you some ones as and when we have some progress. Anyway, thank you for watching, and do take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.